Hey guys, welcome to another Test Miles review. I'm Nick Miles and this is Ryan Henin, and today we're going to be test driving the 2017 Subaru Legacy Sport. It has some different exterior features, some different interior features, and some new technology. And then we're going to put it on the road and find out how well it drives.
Got it on.
Ryan got it on, everybody.
I got it on.
He got his seatbelt on. The car was just saying, hey, Ryan, put your seatbelt on.
Over and over and over and over.
All right, so we're inside the brand new Subaru Legacy 2.5 Sport version, and I forget a lot of times when I get into a Subaru how much I actually like them. Subaru have been cars I've owned two of them so far in my life, and they're all-wheel drive, they're reliable, they're very straightforward, very simple, and especially where we live in the Northwest, they're really good cars because they can cope with changing weather conditions really well. But I forget sometimes because we drive so many different kinds of cars every week and we travel all over the world test driving cars that when I get into a Subaru at home, I just remember how much I like them. Now Ryan, you aren't so familiar with Subarus. What's your feeling on this new sport version?
So I'm not real hip on all the newer Subarus, but I did enjoy Subarus back in the day, back in the 2001, 2002
Yeah, that's back in the day.
Okay, whatever. Honestly, the inside of this is far better than most cars at this price level. I think that for $21,000, this is a great buy over anything. The Toyota Camry doesn't look this nice on the inside, in my opinion.
So here's a few things about Subaru and their history. They came into the United States with cars like the Justy a number of years ago. They've done two things really well. They've made a very reasonably priced car that is reliable and great because all but one of the vehicles in their lineup comes with all-wheel drive. The other thing that they've done in the last few years is improve their interiors, because I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, Subaru's interiors really sucked years ago, but now this looks really nice. Now, I don't know how you feel about it. I feel it's a little dated because they just put piano black on the inside. By the way, that's the sound of the eyesight system telling me that I had lane departure warning. But the infotainment system is where they've always been lacking. And this infotainment system is absolutely top-notch. Along with the safety and the exterior, they're now making a very competitive car. The big story about Subaru is they're a really clean company. Not only has it done it for them, but they have partnered with the national parks to show them some of the tips and tricks that they've used to make their factory clean in helping to make the national parks of North America sustainable. So they're doing real good jobs, they're doing real good work, not just in their cars, but as community members and in a whole. A question for you, Ryan. Your fiance really loves this car. Is she gonna make you buy one?
She's not going to make me do anything, but possibly in the future.
Fighting words there.
A Legacy maybe in our driveway.
All right. Ooh, that's somebody who's had Toyotas all his life, right?
Yeah, and my parents recently got a Subaru, and my dad has nothing but good things to say about it.
So here's the great thing about what Subaru have done with the Legacy is the price from year to year, 2016 to 17, has remained fairly the same, and a few things have changed and have been modernized about the car. So from model year to model year, you can still get the car for about the same price. Let's talk about the cameras in this car. There are 3 cameras now for 2017. They have the 2 eyesight cameras, which we will explain. You may be familiar with them. But not only do they have the 2 eyesight cameras, is they have a 3rd camera. They've slightly changed the design of the mirror, and that camera is for high beams. So it will automatically dim or up your high beams depending on what it sees in oncoming traffic and whether it needs to. One thing about Subarus is I've never been a fan of a CVT, but Subaru and Nissan both seem to have mastered the CVT transmission. This actually is a 4-cylinder that we're driving with a CVT transmission. I really couldn't tell, it doesn't sound like there's a hairdryer on underneath my seat, which I've had a problem with some CVT transmissions in the past. All right, Ryan, so explain to us the eyesight system.
So the eyesight system uses these two cameras mounted above the mirror to make sure that you stay inside your lane and avoid any kind of collisions and just a mass amount of safety.
So we're now on our test road, and let's see how the Subaru does as we drive it up and down our private test road. Remember, it's very wet, very leafy up here, so the all-wheel drive system is going to kick in quite a few times.
Leafy.
This is where you can actually hear the CVT transmission once you start to speed up and give it high revs.
I hear no tire spin. I feel no sliding. There's a lot of leaves on the ground and it is very wet.
That's the symmetrical all-wheel drive for you. I remember when Subaru came in one flavor and you could just get basically one level of trim. Now they have multiple trim levels. This particular one that we're driving has the 2.5 liter.
My favorite part about all the buttons on this car is the fact that you have 30 or 40 of them in the driver's seat and you can individually turn off each safety system. So let's say you don't want crash mitigation, or you don't want forward collision warning, or you don't want lane mitigation. You can turn off each individual safety system, unlike a lot of other cars that we've been driving.
They've given it some nice creature comforts in this car, leather-wrapped steering wheel, 10-way driver's seat. Those things really make it comfortable so you can make sure that your car is exactly how you want it to be, and comfortable, nice, straightforward drive. Here's the other interesting thing too, is that when Ryan and I drive together, I feel like I'm in the driving position, but because Ryan's as big as a spider, he feels like he's sitting in the back seat. And so there is plenty of legroom up front, and his knees are still about 4 inches from the dash, and he could still get somebody in the seat behind him. So because this is a 4-cylinder with a CVT transmission, we're not going to even bother doing the 0 to 60 because it's somewhere around 9 seconds. But we are going to turn on our decibel meter to see exactly how loud this is. Now, interestingly enough, with a CVT transmission, you often get much louder cabin noise. Let's see what it turns out to be, whether we can get it below 90 decibels as we're driving 30 miles an hour.
60 decibels.
That's not too shabby.
I normally talk at a 70 to 90 decibel range, so.
This decibel you're talking about.
Decibel. A lot of people are pushing away from the Bose brand due to the fact of imperfect sound quality, and a lot of people are pushing towards this Harman & Kardon system. It's going into many cars nowadays as an option for a premium sound system.
And I think it's Harman Kardon. There's no and.
The slash is an and.
So the Legacy itself starts at just under $22,000, and the best fuel economy you can get in this sport version is 34 miles a gallon on the highway. Not bad for a symmetrical all-wheel drive vehicle. If you want to watch more videos, please go to Ryan's house, knock on his front door and ask him what the website is. Or alternatively, you can actually go to testmiles.com to see our videos, or check out Test Miles on YouTube. Please subscribe. That part is very important to us because we'd like more than 3 people. It really helps if you subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now! Well, isn't this the first year for the Sport? Well, how could the price be the same as last year's then?
It's not. It's $100 over.
Yeah, but there wasn't one last year, so how could it be the same price?
Fine.